what your anxiety and mental health journey and recovery will actually look like. We all have heard that healing is not linear, but what does that actually mean? And especially because humans understand linear time, I'm going to explain to you and show you what to expect in your healing and recovering journey from anxiety and in mental health. I'm Maegan Aleece. I'm a rapid transformational therapist and clinical hypnotherapist. And in this line of work, I've specialized in supporting souls overcoming and recovering from anxiety. Generalized anxiety, social anxiety, all threads and forms of anxiety. So I want you to rate your anxiety on the scale of 10 to 1. Rate your physical anxiety, how often you feel it when you wake up. That would be a 10. I feel it 24/7. I only feel it like every other day. That would be about out of 5. Rate the anxiety of your thoughts. My thoughts are constantly racing. I'm never in the present moment. I'm always ruminating. I'm always worrying about the future. Worst case scenarios 24/7. That would be out of 10. So, half amount of time out of 5. Your physical health due to your anxiety, constant headaches, migraines, stomach aches, chronic pain, always feeling that way, out of 10. Barely ever experiencing any of those symptoms, you would be at a 1. When you start working on the subconscious roots and limiting beliefs and childhood trauma and significant events of what is fueling the anxiety and the symptoms, you will start to work your way down this scale. Now, you can make leaps and bounds and go from like a 10 to a 5. You might incrementally move down because humans, we change in 3 ways: immediate, incremental, and retroactive, and also a combination of those 3 ways. So what is retroactive? That's you looking back in your life a year from now and being like, wow, so much has shifted and so much changed. People are pointing out to you, you're so much more calm, you're so much more at ease and go with the flow. That's retroactive. You're not really noticing it and aware of it in the day-to-day, in the moments, but that is a combination of incremental shifts. So what would make someone jump from a 10 to a 5 and have immediate, immense leaps and bounds and shifts? It really depends where you are at in your journey, how much resistance there is to change, how big the secondary benefit to anxiety is. If anxiety is doing so much for you, helping you get out of situations you don't want to be in, for example, not going to social settings, and instead of using your voice and saying, no, well, I have anxiety, so I can't go. Anxiety, if one of the roots of it is a survival mechanism, it keeps you hypervigilant because you had to be hypervigilant when you were a child. This part of you is going to take a little bit longer to shift and evolve because it's been serving such a big purpose for you. And also how much time you are gifting yourself for introspection, for healing, for self-development, for gratitude practices, for breath work, for meditation, for all the things, for all the ways of being and lifestyle changes that really support a calm nervous system. What's the opposite of anxiety? A calm nervous system. When your body can feel and be at calm, then your mind can follow suit because the mind and the body are interconnected and interwoven. But just like a healthy body requires nourishment from water, from healthy foods, from exercise, and movement, the anxiety part of you, your mind and your body need the same nourishment. And just like the body, you can't do those things one day or for a week and expect your body, your physical body, to be healthy for the rest of your life. It's day after day. And you'll notice your body shifts as well from being very unhealthy to, I'm feeling more energized in the morning and throughout my day. My thoughts are more clear. I'm starting to see definition on my body. That's the same way you'll feel and experience in your anxiety recovery and journey, because things that used to bother you, someone would say something to you, or a social setting, you would be at a 10, you're at a 5, and you're like, that would have bothered me for days, and now it's really only affecting me for hours. Or that would have really affected me for hours, and now it's affecting me for minutes. And down here at the 1, moments. You might jump huge to 1. I'm not going to say that that's not available and that's not possible, But what I've noticed with working with so many clients in this, it is more incremental, but even these incremental shifts, they do feel big, they do feel huge, because in real time, you're able to notice that your emotional home is shifting. You actually do wake up more calm. You are more calm throughout the day. You are in the present moment, more aware of when you're not in the present moment, so you can be in the present moment. The chronic pain is dissipating and dissolving and subsiding. And some people will be like, well, I feel like I'm going backwards, because sometimes your ego tantrum is so identified with you having anxiety and what anxiety has been doing for you. When you actually try and work on it, it's going to do, it's like last ditch effort. Keep me around, I wanna be around. Your mind loves what is familiar. So even though having anxiety is uncomfortable and it doesn't feel good, it's familiar. So your mind's job is doing what it's meant to do and keep you in that familiar. So sometimes it is gonna feel like you're going backwards, but it's actually a good sign if you're having like even more extreme anxiety when you're working on it, because this is just your mind doing its job, your ego putting up that tantrum, and it will give up. It has to give up, because you are more powerful and you will start to influence your mind and allow your mind to work for you versus against you. Some people will be like, oh, I just noticed I have so many anxious thoughts and I'm not in the present moment. So they feel like they're going backwards. No, you're becoming more aware, more conscious. Again, this is a good sign. The more you can be aware of what's going on in here, in your heart, in your body, the more you can shift, because you cannot shift what you are not aware of. So celebrate, acknowledge when you go from a 10 to a 9, from a 9 to an 8. Be like, wow, in real time, you're experiencing an internal shift. That is incredible, and that is huge. And this is another great little hack for your mind. What you focus on, you get more of. So if you keep focusing on your great shifts, your mind is gonna keep working for you. It's gonna keep riding that momentum, creating that new self-concept and identity shift that you are a calm person. Restoring your nervous system is gonna feel normal. Being at ease and peace is gonna feel your normal, and anxiety is gonna feel so unfamiliar. It's gonna be like, oh, whoa, that used to be me. Another factor that can make you move quick and big leaps and bounds and jumps is the level of your consciousness. So if you're at a very low level of consciousness, and there's no judgment, it's just where you're at, and you've never really looked inward, or you've never even opened your mind up to what you want to believe about yourself and the world, you're just at a level of consciousness that is starting to open up, to expand, where it's a growth mindset and there's less and less resistance to connecting to yourself. You'll go at your own rate, your own pace. You'll find what works best for you. I highly encourage and recommend subconscious work. That is where all the limiting beliefs, that is where the fears, that is where the roots of anxiety really are. And you can get there consciously with journaling. But why not fast track and just get right into the part of your mind that is holding the programs and conditions for anxiety, the survival programs that you need anxiety, and clear those, reframe them, process them. You can make those big jumps and work your way down to that one. So what's a time frame? Again, it's gonna be different for everybody. It could be weeks, it could be months, it could be years. But trust me, when you move from a 10 to a 5, even if that takes months and you've felt the way you have for decades, that is fast. If you'd like to go deeper with me in guidance in your recovery journey from anxiety, check the link in the description below. I would be honored to support you to make those leaps and bounds. Definitely check out these other videos that will support you in your anxiety healing journey. So much love to you. Mwah.